So we're continuing to fight disinformation about vaccines, and it's really becoming a game of whack-a-mole at this point. Vaccination is the way out of the pandemic. We are seeing a rapid rise in cases up 69% in the United States since the bottom a few weeks ago. Told you about that yesterday or the day before. And one thing that really makes me sick of the COVID vaccine conspiracies is that some of them so obviously don't make sense, and yet they keep getting repeated. They become mimetic and viral. The vaccine has metal and it magnetizes you. That was going around for a while. In fact, I told the story of my Lyft driver in Miami. I got to Miami for vacation a couple of weeks ago, get into a car, masked, of course. I was wearing 12 masks and a helmet. And the Lyft driver says, oh, no, I'm not getting vaccinated because my mom got the second dose and then her whole body became magnetized. That's one. Another one is the vaccine modifies your DNA. It's called an mRNA vaccine. You inject it and then your DNA becomes modified. It's almost like you become some kind of hybrid being. The vaccine can give you the virus is another one that was earlier on. And one that's been floating around for a little bit now is that simply being around vaccinated people could do things to you. And the term that they've come up with is shedding vaccine, sort of an analogous term to the concept of shedding virus particles when you're sick. Here's one example. This is DeAnna Lorraine. DeAnna Lorraine is a Republican conspiracy theorist who ran for California's 12th Congressional district last year, lost the primary. She's explaining to some guy, I don't even know who this is, about how she was around vaccinated people and her period got all messed up. Take a listen to this.
When I took a little trip last month, I was telling you about with a couple of my liberal friends last month for a weekend, we were in close quarters. They had all been vaccinated and I'm the only one that hadn't been vaccinated.
Already a red flag, right? Okay, good.
And it's a mistake that I'll never make again in my
I wish she was saying the mistake was not being vaccinated, but that's not where she's going with this.
Life. But I missed my period. And again, sorry, earmuffs, but I missed my period and I haven't received it since. I'm freaking out a little bit. I'm scared because could I be infertile now?
So the first question is, if you're that freaked out, don't you call a doctor, right? Like, why are you reporting it to Stu Peters, maybe is this guy's name? Why wouldn't you already have asked your doctor about it?
Vaccine shedding is real. It's causing lots of different side effects, including missed periods in women, infertility, early menopause in women in their 30s. And now I've experienced it firsthand and I need to protect myself. I'm no longer going to be around vaccinated women because I need to care about my fertility. And
Can you imagine? So there's a few things there. First of all, where to even start? So no evidence of early menopause related to the vaccine. No evidence of infertility related to the vaccine. But there's really two parts here. First is the vaccine causing missed periods if you get the vaccine versus whether you could miss a period from being near someone who has been vaccinated. Let's do the latter first. There is no way to be affected by people around you being vaccinated other than you will be less likely to get the virus and you will be less likely to end up in the hospital and you will be less likely to die thanks to people around you being vaccinated. If you were sick with COVID, your body can release virus particles as you cough, etc. So if you're sick, you can be shedding the virus. That's true. Unless you are vaccinated with a vaccine that contains live virus, which the COVID vaccines do not, your body can't shed vaccine particles or virus particles, whatever it is that you call them. There's no physiological mechanism for it to happen with the vaccines that are being used in the United States. Vincent Vendito, who's an assistant professor of pharmaceutical sciences, says, quote, "It is possible to have viral shedding after a vaccine, but that requires a vaccine with a live virus to be used as the basis for the vaccine. That is not the basis of the COVID vaccines used in the United States. The only way for this to potentially happen is to have a live attenuated vaccine. It has a weakened version of the germ that causes the disease. None of our COVID vaccines in the US do that with the live virus." Now, in terms of vaccines affecting the periods of women who get vaccinated, women's periods and the immune system are very, very much connected. As a woman is about to ovulate, her immune system ramps itself up to prevent any infectious agents from maybe interfering with the fertilization an implantation of an egg so that you can successfully start a pregnancy. This is like reproductive science. Once the egg is fertilized and implants, the immune system dampens to accept the pregnancy. The uterus has immune cells. Those can be affected by hormonal changes. The immune system and cortisol, the stress hormone, are related. And periods respond very strongly to cortisol levels. So the long and short of that is it's being studied. There are anecdotal reports of a late period after the second dose in some women. We don't yet know whether it's related to the vaccine. It's conceivable that the vaccine might impact the timing of 1 or 2 periods following the second dose, because your immune system is hard at work developing immunity to the virus and or due to the elevated cortisol levels. There's no evidence of an impact on fertility. There's no evidence of a long-term effect. And remember, this woman wasn't even vaccinated herself. She's claiming just by being near vaccinated people, she believes her menstruation was affected. So this is really wild stuff. And these are sticky ideas that are not going away.